How do you go wrong with banana bread? Look what happened. I completely forgot that I have this on the fire and it's gone. But here's the thing. You start with, where's my bowl? A quarter of a pound of butter. Butter that, butter the mold, which is 9 by 5. So this is 1 cup of sugar, and then you cream this. So now you need a cup and a half of flour. By the way, you all have like a sort of a canister with flour in it. You know this whole thing? We all got this from like Martha Stewart. And then you need a teaspoon of, by the way, don't you just open a new baking soda every time you use it, okay, which is so stupid. You need a teaspoon. Oh, for someone who has so many things, I can't find a teaspoon. Here's a teaspoon. Wow, that took too long. So it's a teaspoon of baking soda, right? And then it's a cup and a half of flour. And then you get a teaspoon of salt. And then with a whisk, you do this, right? You mix it, and as it's mixing, it sort of comes through, and that's sifting, right? Where's my spatula? This is a cute spatula with the clear top. I love that, right? Okay. This is pretty much, well, it's pretty creamy. It looks like foam. Keep scraping the bowl down, queen. I think this is a good consistency. I'm just gonna do a little bit more because now that we've scraped it, right? By the way, preheat your oven. Don't forget to preheat your oven because you'll be really sad if you forget that, right? Now then, you add 2 eggs. Of course I dropped this fucking thing in here, sorry. You add 1 in and then you mix it in, right? By the way, my new compost bin, I love it. Because now in New York City you have to compost, which I'm happy to say. Okay, so now the second egg goes in, right? Now, in a separate bowl, here's what you do, right? I would say a cup and a half of very ripe mashed bananas. We're gonna mash this up. All right, what do you think what does that look like to you? Does it look like a cup and a half? And then into this, I use about a half a cup of sour cream. When I was a kid, my mom used to make me sour cream and bananas with sugar. Just cut up some bananas with sour cream and sugar. Darling, that's as good as ice cream. Oh look, wait a minute. Is there anything more satisfying than banana peels in a compost, right? See how lumpy that butter is? You have to constantly check on your mixer because it's not perfect. All right, so now you have this, and what you put a little vanilla in that. You would use about a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, so there's that. And so, check this out. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do a scrape down. See how much you need to scrape this down because this is not mixed properly. All right, so now you've got that, right? And now what you do is see you have this little paper funnel, right? And you would add 1/3 of the dry ingredients into the egg sugar mixture and very slowly whisk that in. And then when the batter is wet on wet, you have plenty of time to mix. Just mix your head off. But the minute you get the dry goods in there, you have to really, really be careful about mixing because if you overmix it, it's just gonna be this tough thing. So now I'm gonna add half of this mixture. Just mix it a little bit in, right? And then another 1/3 of this, right? Just mix it in a little bit just to get it incorporated. And then the other half of the banana mixture. Okay, and now the last part of the flour goes in. Ta-da! And then you know what? The rest I do, after it gets sort of incorporated a little bit, I do the rest by hand. So there's that, right? And now you would add, how many cups of nuts would you say that? This is half a cup. How many nuts would you say that is? That's a cup of nuts, right? Okay, yeah. So you would add about a cup of nuts, okay? And these I toasted a little bit. Wow, really? Oh my God. Then chocolate chips, right? These are milk chocolate chips because I really like milk chocolate. I would add like a cup of chips, right? If you really want to live, add like dark chocolate chips too, like dark and milk, but I don't have any dark chips. You could add all kinds of things. If you don't want to add like nuts and chocolate chips, which you'd be an idiot if you, no, I'm kidding. But if you didn't want to add that, you could do like spice or cardamom or cinnamon or, you know what I mean? Like there's a million profiles you could give this, right? And so you pour that into this. You pour the batter into the mold, right? All right, this is gonna be scary because I forgot to take the rack out. So this is really hot, really, really hot, but it's gotta come out. All right, so now this goes in to your oven for 350 degrees for an hour, I would say. And check it, and of course, you know how to check it, right? 1 hour is 100, right? By the way, that is the only timer to use. I'm serious, girls. Just get yourself a timer. It's just so different than your phone. It's different that you can really trust this damn thing. Your watch, Get the crazy timers. It's just coming out now, so maybe I'll just check it. Let's see. Success. All right, so you have to give that 10 minutes. You leave this in the mold for 10 minutes, right? So it cools down a little, and then you can unmold. Oh, please just be good. Thank you. Thank you, Queen. All right, so this is banana bread. I'm gonna cut it. I mean, it should probably be cooled a little bit more, but look how gorgeous that is. Oh, delicious. That's like literally the easiest and most delicious thing, and it's great to have around the house because I love it. That's why.